Welcome to Brian's Action Figure Reviews, and today we've got a brand new pop culture interview. Today I've got cosplayer Nadine Queen on for a chat, so hope you enjoy it, guys. Here we go. Hi everyone, welcome back to Brian's Action Figure Reviews, and today we've got another pop culture interview for you today, and we've got a cosplayer by the name of Nadine Queen. So hi, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? Not so bad, hearing yourself?
Good, so tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying for about maybe 3 years now, I think, under the name Felandaris. And yeah, I've cosplayed at cons in Ireland, the UK, and the US. And yeah, I've done a bunch of different things, anything from a big ball gown that was the first thing I ever sewed, to walking around in pajamas, to painting my face green. So yeah, there's always something happening, I guess, when you cosplay.
Awesome, so let's get a bit more into it. What exactly got you into cosplaying?
I ended up giving myself a boot up the rear to finally get into it. I felt like I'd been watching, from the sidelines a lot, and I'd always had sort of reasons in my head to not do it. Like, I'm too old, I don't have talent, I'm too pregnant at the moment, all that kind of stuff. And so eventually I just gave myself a push and cosplayed in something that I bought from the video game Dragon Age Inquisition. That was my first ever cosplay, and yeah, and then things just went from there. For the second cosplay I wanted to do, I wasn't able to find a good version to buy. Like, I wasn't able to find somewhere I felt happy commissioning it. Yeah. So I ended up just making it myself, and yeah, the rest is history.
Excellent stuff. So what like, how did you go about learning to do it yourself? Was it a very much learn as you go kind of thing, or?
It absolutely was, and it still is learn as you go. I mean, a few years into it now, and I still wouldn't say I'm a master sewer. It's like, or a master crafter, or a master this and that. Like, every time I go about a new project, I still kind of look at what the best way to do this is, or if there's any skills I need to review, and so on and so on. So yeah, it's very much learning by doing, teach yourself. I once took like a weekend course to learn how to use your sewing machine, and that's it. So everything else is kind of just go from there, look it up, ask people you know, and yeah, just
there's very much a learn by YouTube method out there, isn't there?
There appears to be, yeah. I don't think I'm an exception there. I think everybody does it.
So tell us what costume that you've made yourself would you be most proud of?
Oh, that's a great question. I may still go with the first one. So again, that was from the video game called Dragon Age, and I wanted to bring something new to a character that had been cosplayed a lot. So one of the characters in Dragon Age is a sorceress called Morrigan. She's based on the Irish goddess Morrigan, and she is a total badass, and she is one of the most popular cosplays from that franchise. So I thought, okay, that's been done hundreds of times. Will I bring anything new to her regular outfit? Probably not. So why not do it in her ball gown outfit that she wears in one of the scenes in one of the games? So me, having never sewed before or made anything cosplay related before, went about, bought a machine and took a short course on how to use it and started sewing away. So it's like this late Renaissance style ball gown with velvet and satin and a corset, and yeah, it's massive, it's huge, and if you look underneath, it's got so many flaws because the first thing I ever sewed, but I still love wearing it so much, and I feel like a complete queen wearing it. So yeah, that's probably my favorite thing to wear still.
Excellent. And a fun fact for you, I actually worked on a short film before where I was a priest, and we were doing an exorcism of a Morrigan.
Oh dear, oh deer.
So yeah, I've come across Morrigans before.
Yeah.
Didn't come across it well.
Mind yourself around the Morrigans. You don't want to get on the back.
What else did I say? I asked you how did you learn? So what would be your favorite character in pop culture? So you can pick a film, game, whatever.
As in a favorite character to cosplay or a favorite character altogether?
Well, you can answer both if you like.
So from the cosplays I've done, I do enjoy playing Morrigan just because she's a great character to get into, to do her voice and to kind of move around like her and to pose. But one character I really love is I'm actually a Moonie, a self-prescribed fan of Sailor Moon. Like a lot of the anime that I watch and like is way old. I'm totally not up to date on what's hot at the moment, but I love all my 80s and 90s anime. So I love Sailor Moon, and I love the character of Usagi, which is Sailor Moon's everyday identity. She's a total ditz, and she loves eating, and she's always late for everything, and I can so identify with her. But she's also a kind person, and isn't that what you aspire to?
Yeah,
so, yeah. I cosplayed her once in pajamas, and it was very comfortable, and I got to do all the poses and all the funny faces. So that was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Because I'm the same with anime. I've only recently started watching Dragon Ball Z, and that's from the early 90s. So I know exactly.
Yeah.
So another question for you: if you had unlimited funds, right? No limits at all. What costume would you build?
Oh, it's actually, for me, it's not so much about the funds as the time. Like, the time has really been my issue. I've not done anything since we went into quarantine because my husband and I both work our jobs full time, and we've also got 3 kids who are currently not in any school or care, so there's no time. So if I had unlimited time, I actually have my eyes on, I'm not really a Disney person, but there's just something about this particular character that I'd love to tackle. It'll be a massive challenge. So with unlimited time and unlimited funds, I'd love to do the live action fairy godmother from Cinderella. So Helena Bonham Carter. She was fabulous in that role. And it's, again, it's a massive dress with lots of little effects, with wings, and I think with lights as well. And if I ever manage to pull that off, yeah, that would be great.
Awesome. What was I going to say? Nick, tell us some of the cons you've been at and what kind of reception you've received at the cons as well from people, from friends and stuff.
Yeah, so obviously, being in Ireland, probably most people have been to Dublin Comic Con, and that's always great fun. Being at the convention centre and walking around the trade hall, meeting some of the celebrity guests. I've had some really great times there. I've also travelled to the US to. It's almost like I can't say it. When you tell people you've travelled to the US and people say, "Oh, where?" and I say Alabama. It's not really something you show off with, but I've been to a con there a few times. It's called Magic City Con. I started going there because the one of the 2 owners is hugely into BioWare games, including Dragon Age, and they've gotten some of the major voice actors from that series, also from Mass Effect. And just me and a bunch of Dragon Age friends from Europe, from Asia, from the US, meet up pretty much once a year over there and just go crazy. So if I ever feel like I do more regular cons in Ireland or the UK, that my cosplays are a little bit lost in the crowd because not everybody recognises them. You know, the way if your stuff is a little obscure. Yeah. This is the one where if you do your Dragon Age, someone's going to go, "Oh my God, I love that! That's brilliant!" So yeah, that's always a good time.
It can be tough, like when you've got 100 Deadpools and 50 Jokers around you.
That's it. And you're the one really weird, obscure thing. But hey, I mean, if you have a passion for the character,
But like in those kind of environments, though, would you get like a bigger buzz when someone actually does recognize the character?
Yes, absolutely. I remember being at MCM London the very first time in my, it wasn't even fully finished, in the Morrigan gown. And I was trying to walk back to the hotel, picking up my skirts and everything, trying to maneuver around. And then someone called me from behind, going, "Morrigan!" And I go, "Oh my God." And I turned around and went all in character and went, "Indeed." And I was so proud of myself.
So for anyone that wants to get into cosplaying, could you give them any tales of advice or things not to do, maybe?
Things to do or not to do. Don't be held back. Do it. There's no way of cosplaying that's more valid than another. So whether you buy your cosplay or whether you borrow it, whether you piece it together from your wardrobe, or whether you make it from scratch, or whether you make part of it, there's no right way of doing it. The right way is when you have fun and when you enjoy doing it and when you enjoy your character. That's my main piece of advice.
Excellent. That's great. That's great advice.
Also, don't jam your sewing machine if you use it. But I still do that. So.
But yeah, I think that advice applies to a lot of things. Like, just don't let anyone tell you not to do it. Just go for it.
That's
so, finally, plug yourself and tell us where everyone can find you and stuff like that on social medias.
So, if you can see this, someone made this. A friend of mine made this. It's so cute. I still love it.
Oh, that's great.
And this, can you see this here? So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm probably most active on Facebook and also on Instagram. So if you want to see some weird stuff like Dragon Age or Sailor Moon, a middle-aged lady just putting face paint in her face or cosplaying with her children, hit us up, give us a follow.
Excellent. So we will be dropping those links in the description for everyone to find anyway as well. And just I want to say thanks a million for coming on.
Thank you. Chatting. Thanks for the opportunity to chat.
Anytime. And yeah, so best of luck in the future with when all this COVID stuff goes away. And hopefully be back out cosplaying soon.
I'll probably catch you at a con eventually. Whenever.
Well, I will be heading to the next Dublin City Comic Con, so I'll probably see you there.
Yes.
Whenever that will be. We'll see you later. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
So that was my chat with Nadine Queen, aka Felandaris Cosplay, and you can check her links out below in the description. I hope you enjoyed the chat. She's a really nice lady. And thanks everyone for watching. I hope you subscribe, comment, like, and hit the notification bell ding to stay tuned for all further videos. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.